welcome to my channel. My name is Tori Lynn. Let's blossom today. So today's video is something really fun that I have never done before, and I don't really know that I've seen anyone else do this exact challenge. My husband actually came up with the idea, but we went through all of my makeup, everything I own for the most part, and wrote them down on a slip of paper and then drew out of a hat, section by section, product by product, what I used on my face. I drew for my foundation, my concealer, the eyeshadow palette, the lip colors. If you guys want to see how that went and how I got to this look, what I drew, what I used, just keep watching. Alright, so I'm going to start off just by pulling my hair back with this little clippy, get it out of the way. This video is, like I said, a little different than my typical videos because usually when I sit down here, I know exactly what I'm doing. I have everything planned out. Today, I have no idea what my look is going to turn out like. So we went through my drawers of all of my makeup and wrote everything down and categorized it. From primer to mascara to highlight to foundation, all of it. And then he went and wrote them all out on little slips of paper and put them in this little sheet for me, so they're all in their little packets. So we're just gonna go, and in between every step I'm going to draw what I'm gonna be using, and then I have to go and get it out of my drawer system, which is a little more than normally. It's all just sitting right here for me. But so we're gonna start with, let's see, oh, he even did it all in order. He is amazing. So we're gonna start with the primer. I have 4 different primers that I use. I'm not like some of these YouTubers that have just walls of makeup. I have a good amount of makeup for the average person, but I'm not extreme. I have 4 primers that I use. I'm just going to be using my Jonas Brothers merch hat. So I just went and tossed them all in my little hat here. And I'm just going to shake them up and I'm going to draw one out. So I'm going to be using the Dr. Brandt Luminizing Primer. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one out. Some of the stuff is nice and close, which makes it easy. Some of it I have to travel over to that side of the room to get. So, got my primer. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Normally I pick out what primer I'm going to use based on the look that I have planned. This one is I use when I'm going to be doing a dewy kind of look, but who knows what we're going to end up with today. Okay, we are primed, so the next step is foundation. I'm just going to go ahead and toss the rest of all those slips aside. Actually, I'm going to put those slips back in case we ever do another challenge or another video like this. Next is foundation. Going with, okay, the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation, which I don't think I've ever used that foundation on my channel before. It's not one of my favorite foundations, but I do own it, so we're going to be using it in this video today, and my hair is like falling out. This foundation honestly is slightly old. I've had it for a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and give her a little mix. She's probably beyond her expiration date of a year, would be my guess. I'm just gonna mix her up a little bit. I'm gonna take my beauty sponge here. Oh, I forgot this one, the pump doesn't work. So I'm gonna do like I've done in some of my other videos and just take the straw that uses to pump with and just apply the foundation around my skin. Honestly, that was probably too much foundation because this foundation's pretty full coverage, but we're just going to go with it anyways. Take my damp beauty sponge and work her out. This foundation is a lot like the Maybelline 24-Hour foundation in the fact that it's very yellow tone compared to my skin, and a lot of times I will color correct with this, but today we're not going to, just because I know this video is going to be long enough as it is. foundation was in the shade 01 Creamy Vanilla. For concealers, I only have 2 of them at the moment, so I'm going to toss those in the hat. Give her a good little shaky shake here. And grab one. So we're going to be using the Too Faced concealer today. It isn't my favorite, but it will do, so probably a good mix-up because I use my Shape Tape pretty much every day. That's why I don't really own a lot of other concealers, is because I love my Shape Tape. It does the job, and I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to go ahead and bake, so we're going to be looking at my setting powders. I tossed all of those in the hat there. Give her a little shaky shake. We're going in. We are going to be using the Kat Von D Loose or Lock-It Setting Powder, which comes in this. This one was when I got in I think I got for like your birthday gift from Sephora. So it's in a tiny little container here, and I'm just going to take my Tarte sponge, dip her in, and bake. Oh, actually, I'm going to go ahead, because it took a few seconds, I'm going to go and buff out those creases under my eyes. Once we are locked and loaded, I'm going to go ahead and let's do the brows. So I use my dip brow every day, so if we're getting something else here, then it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me, I'm thinking. And we're going to be using the Benefit Brow Gel. So this will be interesting. I have not done like just a gel in years. I almost always fill my brows in, so this is going to be interesting. These will not be the typical brows that I wear every day, but that's the point of this video, right? Pushing me out of my comfort zone. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush out my brow hairs to get them kind of in the direction I would like them to be going, and then I'm just gonna take my Benefit, which the brow gel is called Gimme Brow, by the way, so my Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3. I'm just gonna brush those brow hairs. I honestly can't remember the last time that I used straight brow gel to do my brows. I feel like my brow just looks so naked. Alright guys, so I feel like you can really tell how different shaped my brows are when I'm doing them just like this, which is something I try to hide. But anyways, moving on, let's go ahead and try to pull this look together by doing the eyeshadow palette. So I have like 30 some eyeshadow palettes here, and I just dropped one. We have a ton of eyeshadow palettes to draw from here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dig around for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna be using the Pure Cosmetics Midnight Masquerade palette, which I think I just said was one I have never used before. So this is the palette. It's their Midnight Masquerade. So this is a face palette, but it has blushes and highlights, and then it's also got these 6, which it still even has a little plastic sheets over them, but it has 6 shades here, which are very bright, very different. So yeah, I'm not really sure what kind of look we're gonna be going for with the. Let's figure it out. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the matte brown shade here called Sneak Peek. It is the only matte shade in this palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. The reflection on that's not very good. I'm gonna go ahead and start with that shade there. It's kind of a reddish brown, to be honest, almost chocolatey. It's a pretty dark shade actually, so I'm probably gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go in with a pretty light hand with the shade because it is so dark. Work that shade into the crease. So this shadow is very patchy, I feel like. I feel like I'm having a hard time blending it out really nicely. But that's alright. We're gonna make this eye work. Now I feel like I wanted this to be even a little lighter than it is, so I'm just gonna take my favorite blending brush and just sweep away, just buff that out, and it will lighten up some of that product for us. I'm gonna take a pretty large packing brush here, and I'm gonna dip into this dark shade, the dark silvery shade called 12 AM. And I'm gonna work that all over starting with the lid. And then I'm gonna work it up into that crease. So these shadows are very pigmented, by the way. I really didn't dip in that hard to that shade, and I mean, look how much coverage we got with that, like quite a lot, so. Okay. Actually, more than I expected. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take that brush that I just used a minute ago, and I'm going to blend that edge out. This will smoke things out a little bit and just soften it all up. I'm going to take another much smaller packing brush, and I'm going to dip into that blue shade called Showtime down here. It's kind of a tealy blue shade. And I'm going to work that onto the lid itself. I'm going to work it right up to the crease, but I'm not going to go into the crease. And we have a lot of fallout, so I'm hoping I can get that to buff away with the baking, but I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Okay, so yes, this is a dark, smoky eye. This is not where I expected it to go. I think I want to add just a little bit of lightness, and I'm going to take my finger and use that shade called Exposed, which was this light silvery shade here in the palette, and I'm just going to go right in the center of that blue to add just a little bit of definition. A little bit of pop right there. I think it just made it look really pretty. Alright, so let's go ahead and smoke out that lash line, bottom lash line now. I feel like this look just needs to be smoked because it's so dark and smoky. And I think to smoke it out, let's do the blue shade. This definitely look is pushing me out of my comfort zone because I literally never wear blue looks, but I'm not hating it. Like, I feel like this is a really pretty dark but winter look, so you know, I'm not hating it. I'm just definitely not something I would typically do. Let's go ahead and go back into the face. We're gonna sleep away that baking and set our face. Don't think I'm gonna have enough of the Lock-It setting powder. See, I just don't think that there's enough product in this. So I'm just gonna grab the first one on top, which is my ABH setting powder. I'm not going to draw for it. I'm just going to go for it here. Alright, so now I've set my face. I do still have kind of a blue spot right here on the cheek, but we're going to move on from that. So the next step is going to be our bronzers. I only have 2 bronzers right now. I'm just going to toss those 2 in the hat. Shake it up. And grab one. So we're going to be using my fave, The Benefit Hoola Bronzer. Here she is, guys. She's my favorite, which I'm kind of glad I got this one because I feel like with this look, I'm going to need, I don't want really soft skin, you know. I need something that's going to kind of be bold like the eye look is. So I'm going to kind of work that bronzer over that spot on the cheek and hope we can kind of blend, cover that up a little bit. Just gonna contour my nose real quick with the same bronzer. Now it's time to pick the blush. Oh, let's go ahead and shake her up. Starting to fall out. Alright, so we're going to be using the Elizabeth Mott blush. So let me go ahead and pull that out real fast. It's Show Me Your Cheeks in the shade Peach Pink. Get this open. It's a very pretty, it does have quite a lot of shimmer to it, but it's a very bright, happy pink peach. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the cheeks. I'm not loving that brush with this blush, so I'm just going to grab a different one. There we go. Although I feel like this one, I can't tell if it's just the lighting or what, but this side looks a little more cray. A little more on this side. And then do the nose. We only have a few more. We have highlight, mascara, and lips. So, wait a sec, I only have one eyeliner shade that I use regularly, so we decided not to do eyeliner in here. So we're just not gonna do eyeliner today. Alright, so for highlight, I'm worried that like my bill is gonna be covered in makeup. We're gonna be using, the Ofra highlight. This used to be one of my absolute faves. So Rodeo Drive. And I have not used it in a long time, especially not any videos, because I've hit pan so much on it. But like you can see how much I used this highlight. So let's go ahead and grab my jumbo fan brush from Crown. Dip into that highlight. Alright, so highlighted up. I mean, she is strong, like my Illuminizer strong. She's a little more gold toned than my Illuminizer though, but I really do like this highlight. Okay, we are getting close to the end of all this madness. We have mascara and our lips left, which the lips could either make or break this look. So hopefully we get something nude, which I own a lot of nude lips, but let's go ahead and do the mask. Let's do our eyelashes first. I'm just gonna put these guys back in their little pocket. So we've got 3 mascaras in here. I have a lot of really old ones that I figured probably just would not do the job anymore. So we're gonna be using the Benefit Roller Lash. I'm gonna whip that guy out here, which I've used this in a few videos. This is not my favorite, but you know, we gotta use her. Alright guys, so to finish off this look, we're going to do the lips, and I have a ton of lipsticks. I've got all those in here. Go ahead and shake her up here. We are going to be using, just use this in a video, but Kat Von D's Noble, which, you know what, we're using Kat Von D's lip in the shade Beeper. Let me go find that one real fast. Alright, so this is Beeper. It is definitely a more nude shade, but kind of dark, so we'll see how this looks. I want to add a little bit of definition to this lip, so I think because I drew Kat Von D's Noble first and I chose not to do it because I used that literally in the last video that I posted, I'm going to use that to add a little dimension to my lips because it's quite a bit lighter of a shade, so we're just going to add just a little. Yeah, that turned out pretty. I like that. Alright guys, so we have made it to the end. This is the look that we ended up coming up with. It's definitely very dark, I do think it would be really pretty for the winter, especially if you're going to some parties, but a lot darker than I usually do. This really pushed me out of my comfort zone. I honestly don't know that I have ever used blue eyeshadow before. Blue is not something I typically go with just because I have blue eyes, but I like the way this turned out, and this might continue to push me out of my comfort zone in the future with some more blue looks. I hope you guys like this too. If you thought this challenge was fun, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see some more fun videos, hit the subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.